Here are the 3 keynotes for the speech 11. One step beyond. Keynote 1: Growth begins where comfort ends. True progress starts the moment you push past what feels easy, familiar, or predictable. Every one step beyond forces the mind to expand, the discipline to strengthen, and the courage to rise. Keynote 2: Small steps create massive shifts. You don't need giant leaps to build a powerful life. Consistent, intentional steps beyond your current limits create long-term transformation. Keynote 3: The path forward belongs to the persistent. The people who go one step beyond are not the strongest or the smartest, but those who stay committed even when the path feels slow, uncertain, or challenging. Expanded Keynote 1, up to 500 words. Growth begins where comfort ends. Growth is never born inside the walls of comfort. Comfort is warm, familiar, predictable, but it is also limiting. It is like living in a beautifully decorated room with the door slightly open. You can stay inside forever, believing it's enough, or you can gather the courage to step beyond the door and discover an entire world waiting for you. This is the essence of true growth. It begins the moment you decide to move past what feels easy. Every individual has a personal comfort zone shaped by habits, fears, routines, and past experiences. It protects you, but it also prevents you from realizing your full potential. When you repeat the same actions, think the same thoughts, and follow the same patterns, your mind and character stop evolving. Progress requires pressure, challenge, and discomfort, just like a muscle grows only when it is pushed beyond its usual limits. Taking that one step beyond may feel uncomfortable, even frightening. Your mind will try to convince you to stay where you are. It will whisper doubts. What if you fail? What if you aren't ready? What will people say? These are natural reactions, but they are not indicators of your ability, they are indicators of your growth. The stronger the resistance, the greater the transformation waiting on the other side. Think of everyone who has achieved something extraordinary: students who lift themselves from weakness to excellence, workers who climb from entry level to leadership, individuals who turn struggle into strength. Their success didn't begin with talent, it began with a decision to take one step beyond their current situation. They embraced challenges that others avoided. They accepted mistakes as lessons instead of setbacks. They understood that growth never comes without discomfort. When you push beyond comfort, your mind expands. You discover new skills, new ideas, new confidence. Expanded Keynote 2, up to 400 words. Small steps create massive shifts. Transformation is often imagined as something dramatic, a sudden breakthrough, a life-changing moment, a big victory. But in reality, true change rarely arrives in a single event. It grows quietly through small, consistent steps that seem almost insignificant at first. These tiny actions, repeated with intention, build the foundation for massive shifts in your life. Every major achievement is simply the result of daily decisions. A student who becomes top of the class doesn't study once, they study a little every day. A successful professional doesn't rise in a single promotion, they grow through consistent effort, learning, and improvement. A strong character is not formed in one challenge, it is shaped by daily choices to be disciplined, honest, and committed. This is the power hidden inside small steps. They accumulate. When you take even the smallest step beyond your current level, you send a signal to your mind: I am progressing. That sense of progress builds motivation. Motivation strengthens discipline. Discipline turns effort into results. And results build confidence. Confidence then pushes you further. This cycle begins with something as simple as a single small step. Small steps also make growth feel possible. Instead of being overwhelmed by the distance between where you are and where you want to be, you break the journey into manageable parts. 1 page of reading per day leads to knowledge. 10 minutes of skill practice daily leads to mastery. One new habit can shift an entire lifestyle. When steps are small, consistency becomes easier. And consistency is far more powerful than intensity. These small movements create mental momentum. Even when life feels difficult or progress feels slow, the habit of taking a step, any step, prevents you from standing still. It keeps your mind active, your spirit engaged, and your purpose alive. Expanded Keynote 3, up to 300 words. The path forward belongs to the persistent ****. Persistence is the silent force that transforms ordinary individuals into extraordinary achievers. It is not brilliance, luck, or perfect circumstances that determine who succeeds, it is the unwavering commitment to keep moving, even when progress feels slow or challenges feel heavy. Those who go one step beyond are not always the strongest or the most talented, but they are the ones who refuse to stop. Every meaningful journey comes with difficulties. There will be moments when your energy drops, when your plans fail, when people doubt your potential, and when you question yourself. But persistence reminds you that setbacks are not dead ends, they are detours, lessons, and opportunities to grow stronger. The persistent person sees challenges not as reasons to quit, but as steps that prepare them for the next level. The beauty of persistence is that it builds inner strength. Each time you continue despite obstacles, you train your mind to endure and adapt. You learn patience. You develop resilience. You discover that you are capable of far more than you once believed. Persistence transforms fear into courage, uncertainty into direction, and effort into achievement. Progress may not always be visible, but it is happening. A seed remains underground before it breaks the soil. A student studies silently before the results show. A worker keeps improving before success becomes noticeable. Persistence keeps you going in those unseen stages, trusting that effort will eventually reveal its reward. In education, in personal growth, in health, in relationships, and in ambition, persistence is the factor that separates those who dream from those who achieve. When you commit to the path and stay consistent, you prove to yourself and the world that your goals are not temporary wishes but long-term commitments. Ending of the speech. And so, as you stand at the edge of your next decision, remember this: your future is not shaped by giant leaps but by the courage to go one step beyond comfort, beyond fear, beyond yesterday's limits. Every time you stretch yourself, even a little, you awaken a new part of your potential. Every small effort plants the seeds of massive transformation. Every act of persistence strengthens the path beneath your feet. Life does not demand perfection from you, it only demands progress. You don't need to see the entire journey, just trust the next step. You don't need to outrun the world, just stay committed to your own growth. You don't need to wait for the perfect moment, begin now, with what you have, where you are. Because the truth is simple: the person who moves one step beyond today becomes the person who stands far ahead tomorrow. So choose growth over comfort. Choose small steps over standing still. Choose persistence over surrender. The world opens its doors to those who keep moving forward.